Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. So welcome back today on the Panasonic Q. Today we're going to be looking at this Panasonic Q DVD remote control. Okay? And if you look at this remote control very carefully, just zoom in there for you. If you look at each of these buttons, right, it's in Japanese, right? You've probably seen the Panasonic Q DVD remote control with English. Okay. Originally, this system came with the Panasonic Q DVD remote control, which was with Japanese text, like this one. What was happening? If you go on the internet, you get a Panasonic DVD remote control overlay. Is it called an overlay? Okay, that's why it's called. When you have something like this and you're inserting on top of that, that's an overlay. Okay, and that overlay, right, was in English language, where the overlay had some sticky thing at the back, so you can stick onto this remote control very nicely. That's what it was. I don't know why lots of few people find this remote control very difficult. Most majority times, right, the symbols you can see, you can already see them, and some of them you're gonna find it difficult. Because like if you see this one, some people don't even know what these are. That's just crazy, man. They don't know what they are. Even that. How come people don't know what that is? I mean, when you look at these, and this one, and all these are very simple. It's got the symbol already on top of the buttons. So it shouldn't be very hard at all to do this. So I'm going to name you all the parts. So this is a Japanese to English translation. So you know what each button, what it means and does. Okay, so I'm going to explain each button as I go from Japanese to English translation, and I will also tell you what the actual button does. Okay. Right. This one here is already giving it away. This is the power button. What that does, so this one's called power. This button puts the system on and off. Okay. This one is preferences, game timer. Okay. So what that does, it gives you a time, doesn't it? It must be like a countdown. That's why it says a timer in there. Must be some kind of time going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. It must be a countdown. This one is very hard to tell, isn't it? Surround. Okay. So what this does, when you press this, it'll give you surround sound. Okay. for your speakers. Of course, that's what it does. The rest of these are already labeled, so you don't need to bother about them. This one is top menu. Okay. Usually top menu is like a short track to your menu, isn't it? It gives you a very simplified menu screen. Okay. This one is just called menu. This must be the full menu screen for your system. Okay. Well, I'm sure a lot of people know what this is. Well, if you look at your remotes that you already own, especially on DVD ones, that's called enter. Whenever you're into some kind of screen, you have to press this to go forward. Okay? This one is display. Alright. What display can mean? It's probably either changing them or must be something to do from low to medium and brightness. It can be something like that. You have to just find out what that is. Okay? This one is return. Return is that when you're going really forward into screens, you could keep going back to find whatever you're looking for. Alright? Marker. Right, I have never actually heard of that one. Because markers, right? It's never been in my remote control. It must be marking something of some sort. Okay. Subtitle. Okay. So when you're watching a particular movie or something like a DVD movie, see, when you watch a film, it doesn't have anything on it. So when the person's speaking, you can't see anything underneath it. What subtitle means, when the person speaks, it gives you text at the bottom. Depends what the language is selected. Can be English and Japanese. So whatever he speaks, it'll come underneath at the bottom of the screen. Okay? Sound. Right, say sound. That can be like sound modes and stuff like that. To change the sounds. It can be something to do with the bass. Because I don't really think Panasonic Q has any sound modes in there. Well, I've never heard of that. If it's got any sound modes, either that can be there, might be some sound mode. There might be like different modes like rock, jazz, pop. It might be stuff like that. If not, it can be the bass plus in there. Okay. This one is angle. So what do you think that can mean? Angle can be having in a different perspective view and having the watching the film in a different angle. Well, that's why it looks to me. It can mean something like that or can be something else. Okay, let's go further. The remote's very, very beautifully laid though, isn't it? Cancel. Totally means cancel. You don't want to do anything, you just want to cancel it, doesn't it? A, B, repeat. Well, A-B repeat is like when you're watching a particular scene, I think it's within like 30 seconds. I don't really like this option really. I never liked it. It goes from that scene, then it goes to the B, and then it repeats it back. Then it goes back there again. And when it goes back there again for 30 seconds, that scene, it goes back to A. Keeps on going back and back. Forwards, back and forwards. It keeps on doing that. Okay? Play mode. Right. Play mode can be different things for play mode. This can be something to do with the language. Can be English or Japanese. Well, can we say the right Japanese to English? I can be wrong. It can be something to do with that. Okay? Repeat. That was like kind of like 20 to 30 seconds I was seeing, which keeps on repeating. This repeat means something else. I think this one is better. What this one does, if you look at audio CD and you repeat it, it will keep on repeating that track. Sometimes in DVD players, you either have a repeat track or you can repeat the whole CD and stuff like that. Okay? Shift. Well, shift can be like shifting from one thing to another. Something in that sense. Anyway, mute. That's mute. Okay? Well, mute means you don't want to hear the sound anymore. You press that, you won't hear any music or any kind of text at all. You totally will block the sound. You won't hear anything. It's in blue. Can you imagine? This one's in blue. This is GameCube. Well, what do you think that does? That puts in GameCube mode. So you can play your Nintendo GameCube games. That's what that means. This one is rewind. This one is forward. Okay. So when we look at this, there's a line in front of this and the line in front of this. Usually there be two options to this. When you hold it for a few seconds, it will rewind it. Yeah. But if you just press it really quickly, it will just skip it. It will actually do that. So if we hold it for a few seconds, it will rewind and forward. If we just press it once, it will skip it back to the start. And if we press forward, once button forward, it'll skip it forward. Okay. It depends if there's an next track to it. That's why it will skip it by pressing once. But if there's no second track to it, it won't go nowhere. It won't do anything even you press it once. Because it's for skipping. It's to skip to the next track, isn't it? So it's going to do stuff like that. Okay. This one is slow rewind. This one is slow forward. So this is using the word slow in there. Okay. Either this does two options or one. You have to just test that out. Or that's just for rewind forward. Because in terms of this, it says rewind forward. It's not using the word skip on there. Now this is saying slow. This can be slow motion. Either it's slow motion or it's just doing rewind, or this one and this one's doing forward. This is a thing you need to find out. All I can tell you, yeah, this one is rewind, this one's forward. But usually when you have that thing at the front, it's actually for skip. You can even check that even with any of your remote controls. It does that. You actually skip it. Or this, either this can be for skip, for pressing once, or if you hold it for a few seconds, it probably will rewind and forward, and this might be just for slow motion. This is you to test out. Now I told you an idea what it can be. Right here it says DVD / CD. Okay. So this whole part is for DVD, discs, and audio CDs. Okay. It's already telling you here, but it doesn't say Japanese here anyway. It says here pause, stop, and play. The rest of it is got numbers. I'll explain that for you as well, if you guys can't understand that. It says, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. If you had like a DVD disc, like chapters, you can use these numbers if you know the chapter number. Even for audio CD, if it's track 2, you could press number 2 on this remote. A really useful feature. Look at that, it's got a symbol like an arrow on there. Then it's got a 10. The arrow means you're pushing forward. You want to go forward. But what does the number 10 mean over here? Because you're using for this button. It means that it can go further 10 tracks by just pressing that button. It's amazing. If you press it again, it'll do 10 again. 10, 20, 30. It'll do stuff like that. Of that nature. Okay? Here, which you always will need when you, especially in your DVD discs, screens, right? Even you into the chapters, right? Let's say you're into the main screen. Where goes that? Play movie, chapters, setup. You can use this button to go up and down. Up is to go. This arrow which is going up is for up. The arrow going down is going for down. Alright. And if you're using a chapter screen where you have chapters like you have these thumbnails where it says chapters like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. This one may be to the left side This one will be to the right side. Now it depends. If you're already on chapter number 1, there's nothing before that, is there? So you're not going to be able to go left on that side, innit? But if you imagine you pressed this one, which is to the right, that will take you to chapter 2, right? And then if you want to go back to chapter 1, you will press left, and that will take you to chapter 1. Okay? That's how this whole remote works. It's very easy to understand, really. Very beautiful. I'll just show you what it says here. It says here, Panasonic DVD/game player. Yeah, there you go. In my next video, I will show you the English translation remote control. Because if you couldn't actually gather all the information the way I was telling you by moving the cursor and you can't memorize it like that, I will show you another video where the Japanese to English is translated on that remote control. I will show you that one as well in my next video. So I hope this has been very informative to you guys. So what these buttons are, which they labeled in Japanese, and what they do as well. So I hope you guys like my video today. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye from now.